Do you have a desire to attract a loving relationship, a partner into your life? It certainly is high on the list for many people today. If you're watching this video, you're probably already doing some personal growth work. And if you are, you probably already know that you actually need to start with yourself, with loving and approving of yourself. And that takes some inner work, doesn't it? To learn how to approve of the parts of yourself that you really don't even like, to look at your inner self and some of the past and be able to heal that. But let's assume for now that you actually have done that and you really do feel like you're ready to attract that loving relationship. Here's a key that I think isn't addressed often enough, and that is healing those past relationships, whether it's just in the energetic and spiritual way or whether it's actually meeting with someone that you need to clean up some things with. And I know I realized that I needed to do this after my first divorce. I've only actually had one divorce, and also wanting to attract that loving partner. And so in those interim 7 years, I did date and I did have some other relationships, short ones. However, I realized that I really needed to work on healing those past relationships. And I'd like to share with you how I did that. First of all, I sat down with the major ones I'd had in my life. There were a couple in my teen years and then a few before my relationship with my first husband. And I actually sat down and started writing down what was really great about that relationship, what wasn't so great, and I started looking at what was my responsibilities in that relationship in ways that I behaved that weren't loving, that weren't wonderful and forgiving. And so as I did that, I actually began to write letters that I did not mail, but I wrote letters to those relationships that I had and asked for forgiveness. And truly, when we're asking for forgiveness on that level, it always comes back to ourselves. So it's really forgiving ourselves for not treating someone else well, and maybe not even treating ourselves well in a relationship. So I wrote those letters, I did meditations, I really felt like I could clear out a lot of the stuff that had happened. And along the way, I felt like I was understanding myself in relationships even better, and how those were interacting with things that I grew up with and my childhood beliefs, etc. And once I had done that clearing work, I truly felt like I was ready for that loving partner. And that person, Rick Nichols, did show up very quickly. And so I encourage you to really take some time to sit down and go through past important relationships that you've had with a loving partner. And some of that can also be with our friendships even, and our parents as well. You know, those old beliefs and issues that we have that we really need to work on and release. And once you do that, you will be amazed at how quickly that loving relationship shows up. I wish you well. Namaste. Remember to love yourself and then spread that love with others, whether it's that intimate relationship, your friends or your family, or even people that you don't like. Remember to love them as well.